Let's start our session. So the agenda for today's class ran for about 20 to 30 minutes. Client statistics and TDS packets. Let's see what it is. Remember, Management Studio is a client tool and we are connecting to the server, right? At the time of establishing connection to the server, we may see some error. Let's wait for a few moments. It will take about 30 seconds timeout time. Default timeout time is 30 seconds. Server tries to, client tries to connect to the server. Management Studio client tool tries to connect to the server for about 30 seconds and gives you an error like this sometimes. So client not able to connect to the server, and it says verify that the instance name is correct and the server is configured to allow remote connections. Our server was not found. Now, how to first resolve this problem? Here it is. Client is trying to connect to the server. Server has to respond. What's our agenda today? TDS packets. Here it is. Client, example, SSMS, Power BI, Excel, etc. Connects to the server using TDS packets. Client packs your queries into tabular data stream packets. Okay, we call them TDS packets. And these TDS packets, I'll write like this. Step 2. Step 1, client packs your TDS packets. In fact, encrypts and packs. Step 2, TDS packets are sent over the network to the server. Step number 3, server decrypts the packets and compile the queries, executes. The result will be there, right? Result is again encrypted and packed into TDS packets, parceled into TDS packets, just like a courier service. Step number 4. TDS packets are sent over the network from server to the client. Number 5. Client decrypts the packets and show the result. Please have a look at it carefully. Okay, and here we go. Default size of each TDS packet is 4096 bytes. Remember that. There are options to change the packet size, but never do that. Don't have unnecessary impact on performance. If you're pretty sure, really sure that client is going to send huge volumes of data, then only disturb the packet size. Otherwise, leave it to default. Here we go. If anyone from computers background, we used to have something called different layers of client server communication. Physical layer. Anyone hear this one? Physical layer, data link layer, transport layer. Yes, anyone having idea? Application layer or basics computers concepts.
Yes, sir.
I remember this about 20 years back. Yeah. Session layer, presentation layer, and I remember actually this order in this way. Background sound here. Do you remember now, anyone? Anyone? We used to have a diagram in our computers. Like if you are
Yeah.
from bachelor's degree or master's degree, computers basics. Yes, anyone? Idea?
Yes.
Fine. Anyway, there is. Please check your mic, dear. Some background sound. Well, let's continue. It is based on this client server communication topology. We have this TDS packets, tabular data stream packets. There are few client server communication systems where the packet size may be 512 terabytes or 1024 per terabytes or sorry bytes, 512 bytes or 1024 bytes, 2048 bytes, etc. For SQL server, it is 4096 bytes. Remember this. Now the question, why we are learning it? Let's understand the concept of client statistics. Here it is. I try to connect to the server. I get error. How do I resolve it? Go to configuration manager. Right, this one, configuration manager, or you may also go to services.msc, any of them, configuration manager or services. Identify the server you would like to connect. SQL Server 1. This one, SQL Server 1 tries to connect to SQL Server 1. Identify the server you would like to connect. Here SQL Server 1 is not there. In the first list, it is there. Here in the second list, it's not in the first list, there in the second list. Right click, start. Once we start, here it is. Once we start the service, click OK. Okay, connect. Just click connect. Once we connect, the next step, we are able to connect, right? I mean, we started the service, So we are able to connect, right? We started the service, so we are able to connect. Next step. Now you would like to compare two queries. What's our agenda? TDS packets. What we do here? For example, let's create a table. I'll take one sample table, a basic table to understand the things in an easier way. Yeah, let's create one database first. Okay, let's create a database. For the client, this is called a trial, a complete communication from server to client and client to the server. Complete step 1 to 5 is called a trial. Remember, we call it as a communication trial. A communication trial means complete end to end. I mean, client to server, server back to client. Okay, next. Once we get this server to client, client to server trial, let's observe it carefully. This is called a trial. Now, how to verify the trial? Right click, client statistics. Now, the time is 8:19 a.m. or local time. You get a trial, this one, 8:19 a.m. Here you see the TDS packets we are talking about. From the client, query, from the server, response. Bytes sent from the client. If it is more than 4096 bytes, then packets size will be more, right? Each packet size is 4096 bytes. Same way with the server also. For example, you connect to the database. See here. Now this is second trial because second query. Now what I'll do is I'll try to have some long data, I mean some big data. Test table from a system table. Sys messages is a system table. Now it is taking longer time, right? Because more data, more bytes, more packets. Okay, more data, more bytes, more packets. Here it is, something like this. You see trial 3 820, maybe two packets from the client, two packets from the server. Now what I'll do is here, insert into test table, select from test table. Just want to show you loading of more amount of data. Some 3 lakh rows are loaded. Next time, next execution, maybe around 6 lakhs. 6 lakh 18,000 rows were loaded. But every time you run the query, trial comes in automatically. Okay, next. Here we go. Once we have this information ready, now how to understand the trial? That's our actual concept now. Someone gave you two queries. You would like to compare those two queries. You're asked to compare them. How do you do that? Yes, we can make use of this client statistics. Observe carefully here. Client execution time means your current local time. Here client is SSMS, Management Studio. Query profile statistics. Initially no DML, 0 DML. Here you see about 1 DML. Rows affected by the DML. 12 lakh rows, 6 lakh rows, 3 lakh rows, etc. That is called query profile statistics. DMLs, rows affected by DMLs, and in addition to DML we have select and rows written by select. DML rows affected, select rows returned. Here, for example, what we are learning here, yes, we're only inserting, right? Simply insert. So server is not really sending any data back to the client. No. No data is involved in the network now. Observe carefully. Server hosts some test table. Client is telling, hello server, copy paste the test table. That's it. So though we are working on about 12 or 24 lakhs of rows being affected by DML, about 24 lakh rows, we are not reading any data over the network, right? So in this client statistics, you see minimal TDS only 1 or 2 TDS packets, not more than that. But if I start reading the data, this would take longer time, obviously. And once your execution is complete, only then client statistics will be generated. Let's wait for a few moments. About 24 lakh rows data is being retrieved over the network. Server is sending the packets, good number of packets over the network to the client. And client is simply displaying the data onto our monitor. And let's wait for a few moments. Here it's going on and on. We are able to see the content here. This is actually system table just to show you the data, just to have some sample data. Messages, you see one single message, so and so rows affected. From where you get this message? From client statistics. So the message is also waiting now. Client statistics gives you the message 4950529, 4,95,000 rows. Sorry, 49,50,000 rows. 49,50,000 rows. From client statistics, rows written by select are given in the message. So this rows affected is actually either DML rows affected, earlier example, select rows affected, current example. Are we getting it, please? I'll wait. So far, are we getting it now? I'll wait.
Yes, sir.
Sir.
Well, let's continue. Divya Raikar, do you hear me? Please check your mic. Ashraf, Divya Raikar, please check your mic, please. I'll wait. Samira, please check your mic, sister. Do you hear me? Please check your mic.
Yes. Yes, sir.
Fine, Ashraf. Thank you. Yep. Divya Raikar, cannot hear you. Please reconnect again. Let's continue where we are now. We are understanding how to get this data, right? Now see there, interestingly, the TDS packets. 2,75,000 packets. So If we need to compute the data size, it would be a small calculation. What is that? Here it is. 2,75,459 into 4096 bytes. These many bytes. So these many bytes, this much amount of data has been transported over the network to the client. That's why we always say, never say select from table name directly. No. Try to always include specific column names. Also include where conditions. Where. So give the required columns and where conditions. Give required columns and where conditions always to reduce the amount of data over the network. Next, bytes from the client. It's a small query. So 134. Bytes received from the server. A big number I was showing in the calculator earlier. Right? In the calculator showing some number. This is the one. It computes. Client is processing the query. It took some time. And client processing time. A client processing time means the actual time involved in executing the query from the client. Remember, once again, if the same query we execute from some other environment, maybe from a data studio or a Visual Studio or Power Query or Tableau or Power Apps, Power BI, any other platform, execution time may vary. It may vary. If it is a client which is near to the server, execution time is less. Assume, for example, the server is in South Asia and Power BI or Power Apps cloud account is also in South Asia. Assume you are hosting the cloud in South Asia. Execution time would be obviously less. And your client is in West India or say West US. It would take longer time. So client processing time depends on the type of the client, number one. Number two, geographical location. I repeat, for example, I have a server. I have an SQL server in East US. So clients connecting from US regions, especially East US, will enjoy better performance compared to others. It depends. And total execution time. Here is a formula. Here is a formula. Total execution time is equal to client processing time plus server compile time. Here there is a small difference, right? Something like this. That time is actually in milliseconds. Milliseconds, remember that. So about 3 milliseconds is the compilation time. As we move on in our career path into architect level, consulting level, these are all the very minimal basics we should be aware of. We should know what's going on inside whenever we run a query. And red means increase, green means decrease, 180 to 134 decrease, green. 58, 1.12 exponential number increase. 2 and 2,75,000 increase. Dark arrow mark horizontal one, it is same. The value is same. and we have total execution time and wait time on server replies. Ideally, this wait time is equal to compilation time. During the compile time, client waits. Here it is. 8753 minus 3 is equal to 8750. There might be a few scenarios where compile time is almost 0. It may be. So here it is. Client wait time is equal to server compile time plus server wait time. If any, sometimes, especially in case of open transactions, you start a transaction but didn't care to commit a rollback. You didn't care to commit a rollback from other query, from other session, query runs forever, right? Query runs forever means at that time server is waiting for our command. We have to commit or roll back the source. So client wait time is equal to server compile time plus server wait time. From here comes something else called response time. Response time is equal to total execution time plus turnaround time. TAT we call. Just by heart these things. Will be useful for us in future some way or the other. What I said just now, compile time. What is compile? Yep, you're aware of it. It's okay. If not, here we go. Back to our screen. Compilation means process of converting high level SQL code to machine code. High level code to machine code. That is called compilation. Means TSQL queries converted to TSQL queries converted to zeros and ones, so that our database engine can understand and execute. This compilation involves some time. Okay, that is taken as the compile time. Next, I was also mentioning, what if there is some open transaction? We see server wait time, I said. Let's get it on the screen. For example, see here. I create a table. I insert only 2 rows. I'll just include all these items. Just wait. Please hold on. I create some table called customer table and insert some data, 2 rows. From other query window, for example, here it is, select from table name. Happily we see the data. Now begin transaction. I try to insert 2 more rows, sorry, 3 more rows, say 1003, 4, 5, and I'll say here some Jenny and Ami and someone like this. I started transaction. Remember, every time you run the query, TDS packets were involved. Now let's go on to our other query. And here is a problem. Right? The query runs forever. During this time, my server is waiting. We call it server wait time. Are we getting it, please? I'll wait.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Sir.
Fine, friends. Yep. Come on, you tell
Yes,
me
sir.
now. How to avoid this problem? Mike
We
with
have to
everyone.
commit that. We have to commit that begin runtime actions.
Okay. That is a theoretical solution, brother. You are right. Practically, what we have to do? Because let me tell you, we are in an OLTP environment, right? OLTP environment, wherein there are millions and trillions of transactions. We cannot keep on giving an announcement. Don't start any transaction. I am running my queries. We cannot dictate those terms to the customers.
No,
or the end users, right?
We have to check the blocking first, right?
Come on,
With
friends. I
no
want my
lock.
data.
We have to check transaction session ID, which is
That is a
impacting.
DBA job. I am a normal user. What I can do? Tell me. Yeah, you're right, dear. You're right. That's a DBA job. I don't know what is session. I don't know what is blocking. Then how to enjoy my data? Even though you are busy working on your transaction, I don't want to disturb your transaction. I don't want to call
You
DBA
can
for every
query
activity.
use.
Query hints, lock hints. Remember that, everyone, please. Lock
Yes.
hints. Yep.
Yes.
So here it is. With read past, right? Old past transaction data is available. Means what we are doing here, we are telling the server not to wait for this packet, for this connection, this session. The other transport TDS packet is still waiting. I mean, one packet is independent of, or one connection, one session, one query window, one trail is independent of other trails. Are we getting it, please? I'll wait. Are we getting the concept now? I'll wait.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Fine.
Yes.
Well, and you might also see in this one like no lock. But problem with no lock, you see dirty reads. Dirty reads mean technically,
Not committed.
exactly, uncommitted data. No query blocking, but dirty reads. So it depends. I shall include these two items anyway. I'll say from other session. You'll have a quick practice of these small items today. You will do. Now, someone asks you how to compare insert and insert into. How do you compare? Right click client statistics first. Then run the first trial. Run the first trial. Then run the second trial. Of course, I'll simply get these items in this. I'll have a rollback first. Right? I'll have a rollback. Now, first one. I'll have client statistics. I would like to compare like this. Give first one client statistics this trial 841. Next, second trial 841, 842, latest. Always read it from right to left. Right to left. Now, here we go. Here you see total execution time. This one we need to concentrate. 4 milliseconds. This is 4 milliseconds. Previous one, total execution time. Previous one, it is 27 milliseconds. So here we can identify and measure. You see almost everything is green. Everything is green compared to the previous trial. Bytes sent from the client are green. Bytes sent from the server are green. Both of them are doing the same work. So in this case, this is better. Both of them gives you the same result. The second one is a better one in this scenario. So when someone asks us like how to compare two different queries, client statistics would be the ideal solution. We can happily decide which query is better compared to other with that particular data. Again, if data changes, table structure changes, your version changes or edition changes, again the stats may change, the statistics may change. Clear everyone, please? Are we getting it? I'll wait. Are we getting it, please? I'll wait.
Yeah, yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Fine.
Yes, sir.
I shall include all this information in the mail now. Whatever we learned for last 35 to 40 minutes, just go through it carefully. About 35 minutes, please go through it carefully. I'll make it as client statistics and TDS. I shall include this in the email. Please go through it. I shall also send the reference notes for your easy and straightforward understanding of this basic item, the architectural item. If someone wanted to really remember these layers order, in case if anyone from networking background or anyone wanted to really remember the layers, I used to remember in my college days in this way. My bachelor's degree, BTech degree, I used to remember this way. Physical layer, data link layer, transport layer. I got one more. Sorry.
This is nice.
Network layer, okay? After doing this one, network layer. Got it? Transport layer, session layer, presentation layer, application layer. I was seeing my, I still remember RDBMS, Ragurama Krishnan.
Yes.
I remember.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And William Koth. I remember those authors, database fundamentals. Really nice authors. Yep. If anyone been to Chennai, please try to, see if you can meet Mr. Raguramakrishnan, I can give the address. I think on Sunday morning, he would be, willing to meet. That's what actually I experienced. I think 7 years back. I don't know about now, but 7 years back. Okay. Anyway, just in case. He's a Annamalai University Dean once upon a time, actually, about 15 years back. E. Raguramakrishnan, anyone, is a good, famous author. And William Koth. Anyway, here it is. See if you can go through all these items carefully. Any clarifications, questions, do let me know. I'm there to guide you.
How we can change the TDS setting?
Actually, about to conclude with that statement. Actually,
Yeah, I'm note that I have note.
this one, brother.
Yes. Okay. Yes.
I'll show once again for everyone, just in case. I understand my mouse is too fast. My mouse is fast. I'll show slowly. It's my problem. My mouse is fast. Connect options. Okay, options and network packet size. This is the one. Are we getting it, please, everyone? 4096 bytes is there, right? Packet size. We can change it.
I have changed that. Then what will be the issue?
Well, we can change it. No issues. No problem. You can change it. It works. But one thing, brother, so many items, small parcels may impact, or too few items, big parcels may also impact. Packet size is nothing but your parcel size, right? So make sure we cautiously get the packet size. Starting of the class, I was mentioning we can change the packet size, we can, but be extra cautious about it. So usually, if you are pretty sure, to send huge volumes of data, bulk inserts we call.
Okay.
In such a case, bulk insert, you are performing the bulk insert activities. In such a case, yes, you may change it. If you are having frequent bulk operations, you may increase the packet size so that the number of packets will be decreased and better performance over the network, but not always guaranteed. Trial and error. Dheeraj, you got it now, dear?
Okay, sir.
I'll wait. Yeah.
Yes.
Sure. I'm sending you all this information. Thank you for your valuable time this weekend. Have a nice time. Any questions, please? I'll stay back.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
My pleasure. My duty. Thank you. Yep.
Thank you, sir.
Pleasure. Thank you so much, everyone.
Thank you, sir.
Pleasure.
Thank you so much.
Thank you
Thank you.
so much, everyone. Thank you for your valuable time over the weekend. I'll send you the information now. Okay. Just make sure, friends, we receive the mail before we leave. Few final minutes, please wait. I'll send you all the details. And also make sure, friends, we frame our resume very carefully. Make sure you try to do certification if possible for better, advantages over our profile and career. If possible, try to apply for certifications if you can. We'll stop for now. Thank you so much.